Good evening, bonjour.
Hi, Coach. How do you approach tomorrow's game, and would you say that psychologically and mentally the momentum is on your side?
I think we survived in this game. It was the most difficult game for us after being down to 0. We saw a lot of heart. We saw surviving instincts, and we played with unbelievable energy, especially in the second half. We watched video, what we didn't make well, what we did well, what we want to improve, some things we want to put in our game, and that's it. We have to be ready for the fourth game.
What did you tell your players at the meantime?
There's a big difference in the way we play the game of basketball than the first two games. There was big difference in energy, in hustling, in positioning, in fighting, in everything.
Hi, Coach. How do you keep you said yesterday you found the fire again in the team. How do you keep it? Like, what's the message to the team? Like, to be sure that they have the same level tomorrow.
I have to do something in this team. I have to do something for my job, and I speak to players that they make something unbelievable this year to go in the final of EuroLeague and to fight and to miss this EuroLeague. I think it was a big disappointment and hurt their feelings. It's not easy. If you are not there, if you are not playing the game of basketball and you are not feeling this, you cannot understand. Maybe for everybody outside of the team and of the game is feeling like they're professionals, they have to play. Okay, I agree with you, and I'm the same way. But at the same time, they're human beings, and this hurt them a lot. They have the chance to take the EuroLeague, and we miss it like this.
Yesterday, you had one big adjustment, playing Jaron at the center position. Without saying if you're going to do it again on game 4, of course, but what did it bring the team to be able to play smaller, and when did you decide to do it?
Yeah, I had it in my mind also in the previous game, but now we didn't have other solution, and I had to try different things. When you are losing like this 2 games, you have something to do, and I tried to make this, and it worked. So maybe now we'll do something else.
Hi, Coach. It was the first time that you play with this kind of energy in this final. Do you think that Paris was a little bit surprised, maybe?
I don't think so, because Paris still playing the same kind of basketball. They don't play something different. They play a lot of early drags, a lot of step-up pick and rolls, a lot of transition, a lot of ISOs. They try to attack the player that they think that they can attack. So we see all year Paris they didn't, they play the same basketball. So I think that it was bigger for us than a surprise for them.
Can you talk about the level of physicality of those playoffs, like outside of the Paris series? Like, we see many fouls, many contact, many aggressiveness.
Yeah, we didn't do these first 2 games. We made this great in EuroLeague, in Paris, on our home for the French Championship, and now 2 games we didn't play the same way. But we did it the 3rd game again. We come back to our normal standards, to our physicality and our toughness. And I still believe that we have 2 big misses, like Mike and Daniel. All the guys try to step up and to play also for them and for the team. And everybody, we will do our best.
You mentioned Mike and Daniel being out. Other players have to take responsibilities. Eli is becoming more and more of a creator, 10 assists almost every game. Did you notice something changing about him in the way he was maybe more focused on assisting?
Eli has to read the difference. If he has to score, he has to score. If he has to create, he has to create. It's a lot of times that Eli create the first pass, so one other guy to make the assist. And this is something you cannot write in the stats. So that's why a lot of times stats don't say the truth. So it's a lot of times that he open a lot of creations for us with make the simple pass and after to be assist. And I love this kind of game. Right now, Eli playing a very high level offensively. He read everything. He's aggressive. And I think that also Matthew read the game very well. He has also 8 assists. And Nick was better than previous games. Jordan was much better than previous games. He had a lot of energy. He was aggressive. And I think, don't mention everybody make his job and his step up.
Coach, do you have one word to motivate your players tomorrow? Just one word, you know.
Pride. Sorry for late answer. I late 1 second.
Yesterday we saw also a lot of assists, 27 assists. Obviously tomorrow the plan is to do the same because it's part of your identity too.
Yeah, this is my philosophy, you know, to have players that they have the willingness to pass the ball and to read the differences. If you are alone to shoot the ball, I'm not the coach that I would tell you pass the ball. You know, we play basketball. I like my players to read the situations and to play with confidence. And this is something we changed last 6 months a lot. We see also Monaco in EuroLeague play amazing basketball the most of the time. And play defense, sharing the ball, and this is what we have to keep.
Quickly, the last one. It's still 2-1. Do you still have to remind the players that their backs are still against the wall? Like Paris has another like championship opportunity.
Look, we are the team that we know to play with the back on the wall, and we will try our best. No, this is a basketball game, but you have to give it all and to fight hard, and in the end we will see what happens.
What's up, guys?
Hi Jordan, how's the team spirit after that win yesterday, and how are you approaching the game tomorrow?
Well, it's better than the first 2 games, so it's we know we just won 1 game. I think we've watched video today, and there's still a lot of things we can improve on. So we have a good spirit. I think our confidence is up, obviously, after a win, and we didn't really show a good picture of ourselves in the first 2 games. So we're looking forward to the next match, and I mean, our whole thing was just protect home court. You know, as long as you're alive, you have room to keep pushing. So we're just looking forward to make some more adjustments, actually, and look forward to the next one.
When can you still improve?
Some of our deep, even though we held them to 78 points, I believe, something like that. There was a lot of times where we weren't in the right position off the ball. So just trying to shrink the floor, not letting Shorts and Hiffy, have too much open space out there. And, we had a few lapses on rebounds as well. They're a great offensive rebounding team. So in that, and then also offensively, we missed a lot of free throws. I think the game would have been different. We made our free throws, including myself. I missed 2. And, we had some open looks that we normally make, and we haven't been shooting the ball the best. So a lot of room for improvement.
What happened in your heads yesterday? How can you explain the difference between the state of mind, the energy? Quite different.
That's kind of been unfortunately, been kind of a roller coaster year. We have one game where we kind of out of it the next game. We bounced back. So we've always been a team that's bounced back. And I think this series, after game 1 or after game 2, that was like probably the first time all year we never responded well, So we had to really look in the mirror and say, hey, that's not a great representation of ourselves, and we owe it to ourselves to play better basketball. So we just came out more physical, took it personal. I think they really thought they can come sweep us, and they're very a team who's very optimistic. So I'll say it like that. So we just took it personal, and we know it's just one game though, so we have a lot of work to do.
Hi Jordan, when you found that next gear, let's say in physicality and aggressiveness, do you feel like that separates Monaco from any other team maybe in the French league?
I think so. I mean, we have experience in EuroLeague and being able to be physical with all season. We have to play that type of basketball. So just because it's French league, you have to try to have that same level of intensity. So I mean, you saw with Barcelona the first 2 home games how physical we were, how aggressive our defense was. But it's all mental with us. We have to just have the right approach to the game, the right mindset, not worrying about outside things. And when our team is locked in, I mean, we're one of the best in Europe for sure.
On yourself, do you find confidence again? It was not an easy year for you too. Do you find confidence again? Like you like some shots are like short from falling, but
yeah. I mean, this is my 9th year playing basketball. I don't lose confidence too often. I think there's times where as a player this year I've struggled mentally with a few different things, and but it's my job to adapt. But when I step on the floor, I'm always confident, regardless of how something may seem, how something may look. It's just more about trying to play the game the right way, trying to, there's a lot of things sometimes you put in your head too much, and you overthink basketball sometimes. So I think that happened with me a little bit this year. It's been a crazy year, but at the same time, it's been a great year as well. So, but to answer your question, I mean, I'm always confident. I think it's just a matter of displaying it in the right way, I guess.
It's becoming like a well-known game, Paris against Monaco. Do you think it's getting like kind of a rivalry situation with you? Like you say they have a lot of confidence. They're like they want to overthrow the previous champion. Like is there something else?
I mean, after you play against a team for so many times, especially last year the way we beat them in the finals, I'm sure that was something that stuck with them. And this year they had a great year. I mean, I don't think anybody in this room thought they would have the year they had in EuroLeague, and they're a great team. So obviously I give respect to them, but at the same time, they have to respect us. You can't give too much. So, you have to balance it. It's like a thin line between, being like super cocky and also being confident. So I fight that battle all the time. You have to respect the game and respect them, but at the same time know who you are, and I know who I am, and I think my teammates know who they are as well.
Hi, Jordan. You played almost something like 90 games this year. How do you feel the team physically?
Well, this year, or this time of year, I don't know how many people are feeling 100%, obviously, but I mean, there's really no excuse for like, okay, I'm tired, or I mean, everybody's tired. You guys are tired. You guys work. You guys do a job all the time too. But this time of year is like it's a fun time of year. It's a time where you want to be playing. The schedule is very grueling. It's tough, but at the same time, I have a hard time always talking about my physical well-being. I'll go home and complain about it, but to you guys, I'll never talk about it like that, because it's my job to be okay and be well at this time of year. So it's tough. Everybody's dealing with little things that are nagging them, like they are all year. But you kind of put that to the side, and once you get on the court, you don't feel anything. So it's just after.
Jordan, between game 2 and 3, what was the message of Vasilis like during the video sessions, during pre-game speech, and halftime speech? What was he saying to woke the fire in you?
I think we had a film session where he was just kind of talking about this is not the picture of what we've been doing all year, and he showed us some of the games we had against Paris this year that were really, really good and how we played. And then they compared it to what we did in the first 2 games, and it was just unacceptable. So And I think obviously as a player you have pride and you have a bit of an ego that you don't want to go out the way. We've had a great season so far, even though we've played in just about, I've said this before, we played in just about every possible game we could this year, even though we have no trophy to show for it. So that's the goal. We have to find a way to put everything out and try to get a championship for the club. And I think it was just more about, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you did, and either you're going to do it, and if you're not going to do it, don't show up. So I think guys had a fire lit under them.
It's a hard assessment, but like there's the early final and all the adventure almost 2 times a game, and there's, as you said, no trophy yet. Would it be kind of a failure, like to not win trophies, or the early final like makes it a good season anyway?
I mean, end of the day, nobody remembers second, right? I mean, but at the same time, I'm not naive enough to say like reaching the EuroLeague championship is an accomplishment. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, if we don't win something this year, it would be a failure. I mean, we hold ourselves to a high standard. I think that's how you have to look at it. Every year I go into, I want to win a championship, whether it's EuroLeague, domestic league, whatever it is. So I have that in my mind all the time. I think that's good pressure. I think that's something you have to kind of lean on. And yeah, if we can't get the job done, for sure, that would be disappointing.